Hi! Starfield just got some big news, a big roadmap, and a lot of other big things, big changes. Some people might have fallen off of Starfield. I know a lot of people might have put a few too many 100 hours into it, like me. But the support is not going to end anytime soon, so get excited. Bethesda just dropped a ton of news about what's coming to Starfield to give us sort of an idea of how the game's going to evolve over time, and I'm going to break it down, kind of, in a way that you might like or hate. So, let's do this.
Wanna be a renegade? Red Wolf. Red Wolf Renegade. Red Wolf Renegade.
Bethesda dropped a little news article on their news page, sort of thanking all of the fan base, saying that they reached 13 million players in total over the course of time, 22,284,221 days played? Or something? Yeah, 331. I got it right here. The most dangerous faction in terms of how many player deaths were caused by those faction numbers seems to be the Ecliptic. So F those guys. There's a ton of other fun stats in there, like the combat Beowulf is the most trusted weapon, apparently, so that's pretty cool. Anywho, Bethesda goes on to say, we've been reading all your feedback and are excited to start launching these new features. We'll be adding new ways to travel. Pause. Now, we could take this in a couple different ways, but I know a lot of people were saying that they wanted land vehicles. The first thing that kind of pops into my mind is something like the Destiny hover bike, because if you think in terms of procedural generation, I don't know how well the terrain would be with grounded vehicles, so maybe they could come up with something like that. Now, another thing that they could be alluding to, since it's such a broad term to say new ways to travel, they might be talking about something having to do with our spaceship. I've talked to a lot of people that have said that they feel like the space exploration is sort of missing a little bit. You just jump from system to system, and because you can't fly into a planet, it doesn't really seem like you're traversing space. You're just sort of boom, 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 boom. But I don't know. A lot of people might think that it's pretty boring to just sit there while you're going through warp speed and have to wait like a minute or two for your ship to actually get to where it goes. But I don't know. That's immersion for you. Some people might like that. They also say that we will now be able to access city maps while exploring the major cities. We're also excited to be adding all new gameplay options. With these new settings, you'll be able to alter your gameplay to allow for an easier or more challenging experience that will expand beyond our normal difficulty settings. These will allow you to easily customize carry capacity, cargo access distance, ship damage, vendor credits, and how you will suffer afflictions, new survival mechanics, and more. I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally be hearing that they're going to be adding some survival mechanics to the game. Bethesda has always been so great about having stuff in their games, right, Todd?
We do love stuff.
And with all this stuff, some of it doesn't have a whole lot of meaning in Starfield in comparison to the other games like Fallout. Every piece was actually something that you could break down and craft something out of, and that's missing entirely out of Starfield. You pick up a coffee cup, there should be ceramic in it. But it is a space game, so tech is there, so who needs a toilet made of ceramic when you could just poop in space? Out of all the stuff that's in Starfield, we have a lot of food, and it's meaningless. It might give you a point or 5 of health, and that is just kind of ridiculous. They did add an eat button, so you can just sort of vacuum your face against the shelves. Adding meaning to items would make your gameplay feel a little more methodical and make you want to take your time, especially if they're going to add survival mechanics similar to Fallout 4, where in order to save, you would actually have to find a bed, and maybe in this case, it would be your ship. Now, a lot of people might say this is a little too hardcore, but look, that's why it'll be an option. It won't be forced upon you. I'm also hoping for them to implement some sort of fast travel limitation if the survival mode is going to be hardcore. For example, maybe you can only fast travel from system to system, slingshotting from one to the other instead of just teleporting wherever you are. And again, this would make exploring space feel more dangerous and feel like you're actually on a journey. If I'm in Aquila City and I think, okay, I need to go to New Atlantis, well, that's going to be a long journey, and who knows what's going to happen along the way. So we would have to prepare with food, water, sleep, ammo, ship parts. Each time that you would travel, essentially, it would be a new adventure, a very dangerous one at that. So I could go on and on about how survival mode will be implemented, could be implemented. I hope it'll be implemented that way, but we'll have to wait and see. Next, official mod support will be coming to Starfield with the launch of Creations. Oh, maybe I'll make a video talking about it once I learn more. I don't want to speak out of turn about things that I'm sort of unsure about. But regardless, modding is coming, and that is awesome. So when it will be coming, not sure. However, people can already mod on PC right now, so it's safe to assume that it will be coming to Xbox consoles as well. So I can't wait to see what we can get our hands on from the community. And lastly, the team is hard at work on the development of Shattered Space, our first major expansion coming next year. You'll have new story content, new locations, new gear, and much more. We can't wait to share more with you next year. No one really knows exactly what the Shattered Space DLC could be about, but there are some factions in Starfield that haven't really been explored a whole lot, like the Varun. The House of Varun. So all we can really do is just speculate and just be excited for whatever it may be, another big expansion, and that's always exciting. And we can probably look forward to that near the end of the year of 2024. So what are you most excited to see coming from Starfield? I'm really curious because the community has sort of taken a back step. A lot of people are still playing Starfield, but they're just not talking about it a whole lot. I mean, putting 500 hours into a game and then just saying I'm taking a break, that's pretty fair. So if you haven't played Starfield in a while, do any of these things sound interesting to you? Do you think you'll be jumping back in once the modding comes around? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this far, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.